Whoop. It says it was deleted on Facebook. 1 second here. One second while I figure this out. Oh, okay. Remove. This is the first time this has happened, so this is great. Okay, cool. So I actually think that we are live right now. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. Welcome, LEC community. My name is Edgar Palacios, founder of the Latinx Education Collaborative. I'm here with their Chief Community Officer, Susana Elizarraz. How are you doing, Susana?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. We are so grateful to have Dr. Jim Hammond with Guadalupe Centers today. How are you doing, Dr. Hammond?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for being here with us. We're going to just dive right in. So we have this virtual career fair is designed for aspiring and current Latinx educators. And so why don't you let us know a little bit about Guadalupe Centers?
You bet. Again, I'm appreciative for the opportunity and thank you for the chance to reach out to many of you. Guadalupe Center Schools is primarily, it's located in Kansas City, Missouri, obviously. We're about 1,400 students, the fastest growing charter school in Kansas City. Primarily Hispanic students, right around 96% of our students are Hispanic. We do teach from an English platform, but we do also understand a lot of our kids are coming to us from a Spanish-speaking background. So we have a heavy ESL focus for our students so that they can be successful in our curriculum and our format of instruction. We are constantly seeking quality Hispanic and Spanish-speaking teachers, Latino teachers. We really feel like that's really a great role model for our kids. And so having those opportunities really works well for us. The organization itself started as just an alternative high school with 13 students about 1980. And we have since grown over the last several years to encompass pre-K all the way through grade 12. Again, serving about 1,400 students. We have about 200 employees that make a big difference for what our kids are able to do. We're continually growing. And that's a big thing for, I think, what helps us continue to hopefully address the needs of our kids and help them prepare for the future.
That's great.
Awesome. Thank you for hearing that.
Yeah, and it's great to hear how well you support your Latinx students. So my question is, how do you support your Latinx educators?
Excellent question. You know, it starts from the very beginning and even before then. We want people to feel like they're a great fit for our organization. And part of that is just an open invitation. And I'll say that right now, and you'll probably hear me say it again. Anytime that we have people who are interested in learning more about us, we invite them in for a tour. We can even do that virtually at the current time, just so people feel informed about what we're doing. We have a goal and a mission, and that is to serve our Latino and Hispanic students. What we do for our teachers, though, is also essentially important. They are partnered with a mentor. A mentor will provide them with kind of an understanding of what we do. We have very supportive instructional staff, and that starts with our building level administration as well as our district administration. And it starts from the introduction of here's a mentor to help you kind of understand everything from curriculum and teaching techniques to where's the copy machine, and how do I do the things that I need to do to be able to impact in a positive way our students. So it's ongoing. It's not just the first year. Well, there was my mentor and now it's over. Our development of our teachers and our staff is essential. We want people to come to Guadalupe Center Schools. We want them to develop there, and we want them to stay there. And that's an important thing for them to feel like, in our own sense, we are a family as a school district for our families of our kids attending there. So it's ongoing. We offer some really unique opportunities for our teachers to continue to develop, not only just mentors, but we have an incentive program for tuition reimbursement for our teachers who have been there for over 2 years, so they can get advanced degrees, which is really cool. That's a great opportunity. People take advantage of it because, as we know, we want a role model for our kids that we're always going to be learning. We are lifelong learners. And so our goal is to provide our teachers and our staff with those opportunities. And that's what we're going to continue to do as we work our way through the current times, but also as we project well into the future.
Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Hammond. So tell us a little bit more about your open positions. I think you mentioned prior to going live that you have about 10 open positions. Is that correct?
I do, and that's for next year. And I think that's real important for people to know. Is I know during some of these uncertain times, things have slowed down a little bit in many aspects. However, Guadalupe Centers is still preparing for next year. We have, like I said earlier, we were the fastest growing charter school in Kansas City. We have a waiting list of about 20 to 30 kids at each one of our grade levels, and that's pre-K all the way through 12. So the need for our students is truly ongoing. Right now, I have a couple different Spanish positions available, both at the high school as well as at the middle school. We have some music positions that are available, and that is both band and vocal. So instrumental and vocal, so that's pretty helpful for us. We have actually just announced a assistant principalship at our high school available. So if you know of anybody who has an administrative degree or if you are wanting to pursue that, that would be a great opportunity. The high school is about 400 students and continuing to grow. And then what I would tell you is we also have a handful of elementary positions, ESL positions, and we have some math positions available as well.
Thanks for sharing that. I know that actually we have a few folks out there who are looking for administrative or not administration positions in administration, and so that assistant principalship sounds like a pretty good opportunity. So we'll make sure to connect you to some of those folks as well.
Awesome, that'd be terrific.
Now, Dr. Hammond, thinking about how great the network is that we have, we do want to ask you a question. What qualities and skills is your organization looking for in candidates?
That is a great question. And I mentioned this word earlier. I said looking for the best fit. And I think that's really important to kind of focus on. The best fit for us would be a person who's really relational based with their students and with staff, a person who's constantly looking to grow and brings kind of that team mentality aspect to our organization. That would be a person who I would say will continue to want to grow, know their content, but also develop relationships with our kids. We offer a host of opportunities for students even outside the core curriculum, whether it be through coaching different athletics or sponsoring different clubs. What we're looking for is those individuals who truly want to dive in and get to know our kids. Knowing that we're at the high school about 400 students and a little bit less than that at the middle school, that's important for us. We want our students and families to feel like we have their best interest in mind. We want to partner with them because we know that it does take that partnership to be successful. But most importantly, we want our kids to see and feel comfortable about being in a situation where they can be challenged and where they can grow. And I think that speaks volumes as to why we have so many people on a waiting list wanting to come to our organization and come to school there, is because of that relationship and the strength of our teaching core and our staff core, because we know that everybody can make a difference in pushing that forward. Having a solid knowledge base in your curriculum, making relationship with students, and being a part of a special family-oriented type of organization is what we are all about.
Thank you for that. I definitely know that we have some of those folks available in our community, and so we'll be happy to connect. Just quickly, we have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna just bring up this slide real quick. If you want to connect with GCI, make sure to follow them on their social media accounts. We will actually be posting in our comments as well some contact information, as well as a link to the available positions that you described. So just as an FYI to our community out there. Dr. Hammond, will you just tell us a little bit more about your own personal journey in education?
You bet. This is my 33rd year in education. I was a teacher, a coach, an administrator, both at the building level and at the district level in a suburb in Kansas City called Liberty Public Schools. Came to Guadalupe Centers now going on 3 years ago and just have fallen in love. Just because I can see the difference that we're making on a regular basis with our kids. Man, I tell you what, it's so rewarding to put quality educators in front of our students and talk about, and you folks already know this, but the commitment that our families have to helping grow their students educationally, but also just as an organization. What a wonderful feeling, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of something very special.
I appreciate that. You also, one thing that I like about what you said was you have to be a good fit, and can you describe a little bit more what that means? So we know that we have educators that might be successful in other organizations, and so you're aware of that as well, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we again, anybody that applies, I am very willing to interview, and I mean that in all sincerity, because for as much as we're interviewing the candidate's also interviewing our organization. And so when I talk about a fit, I like it when it's mutually beneficial, so that people are like, hey, I see this as a place where I can be successful and move forward. You know, being a charter school, we have some awesome opportunities for people that maybe that non-traditional route towards education worked well for them. And we have several teachers that have kind of come back to education and have found their niche. And we help, I believe we help provide that opportunity for those individuals, but most importantly, the impact they make on students. And that's why we get into this profession. That's why we want to make a difference. It's for our kids. And that's really kind of that wholesome experience about being a teacher. And so having opportunities for that to take place, we certainly want to encourage that.
Awesome. Susanna, any questions that you may have that I may not have asked?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Dr. Hammond.
Well, just a couple of things I'd like to say. Also, one of the things that we're trying to grow over the last couple of years is internships and student teaching experiences. So if you know of others, people listening here know of others, or they themselves are wanting to do a student teaching experience, we're very open to that. We have summer school opportunities as well. Obviously, things are a little bit in limbo right now, but even for those folks who are in college wanting to work as a youth worker, we have those opportunities, and that's 7 weeks during the summer. And we've got several kids who come back from college, community college, trade school, whatever. If they have some breaks in that realm, they love working with our students during the summer, and it really keeps them very busy, and it's a great way to put a little bit of money in the pocket as they go back off to college. The other thing I would say is we do have a video on our website at www.guadalupecenters.org, and that video is about 4 minutes long. But it does have a chance, you'll see it interviews teachers, it interviews administrators, and most importantly, our students and families. And it gives a true picture of kind of what we're all about. I can say a lot of things, but when you see it in action, that's reassuring for a lot of our folks. So I encourage people, if they can, to kind of check that out. And it's right along with our application process, which we encourage people to do. But the video does give a good representation of who we are.
That's great, Dr. Hammond. My question was actually along the lines of what you kind of answered, which was what opportunities do you have for non-certified people? So are there paraprofessional positions, things like that?
Definitely. Each one of our pre-K classrooms has a teacher assistant. And matter of fact, I've got some openings already for next year. Working with our pre-K kids is an important part. And we want to make sure that we have a good and a lower, as much as we can, a low adult to student ratio in the classroom, and having those teacher assistants is really important to us. Also, a lot of ESL support positions available. If you're not an ESL teacher, having ESL paraprofessionals is really, really important. We need our kids to be kind of supported in any way possible, and the ESL folks do that for us. Again, about 90% of our kids need some kind of, about 74% of our kids need some kind of ESL support, whether it's push in or pull out. So having quality individuals who can assist us in that realm is very important. Lunchroom assistants. We're always looking for ways that we can have people, continue to make an impact and be a great role model for our kids. So those opportunities continually pop up, and we continue to keep them posted on our website.
Awesome. Just a quick shout out to our community who's joining us today. Good morning to you, Vero,
Morning,
Good
Mel.
morning to you, Martin. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, Dr. Hammond, we are nearing time. So any final thoughts or comments that you want to leave to our community?
No, just again, if you're like me and you've had an opportunity to experience Guadalupe Center Schools, and obviously I'm a little bit biased, but I do feel like we're making a big difference for our kids, our students, and our families. I encourage you to check us out. And again, anybody willing to apply, they're certainly going to get an interview, and I would certainly visit with them. And as we are the fastest growing charter in Kansas City, I want to continue to be highest quality. And that takes work on both our end, but also on the candidates end, and we want to encourage them to feel free to be a part of that. Look for that best fit and make a difference for our kids and our families.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us and for your partnership, Dr. Hammond. Again, community, we will be posting contact information and everything on our comments. And just bring up that screen again. If you do want to follow GCI, here are their social media tags. Make sure to follow them and support them as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Hammond. Have a phenomenal rest of your day.
You guys do the same. Thanks for the opportunity.
Dr. Hammond.
You bet. Take care.
Thank you.